Hi friends and fellow Earth Angels, it's Gladys and welcome back to another one of my weekly Sunday card readings. And this spread will start by covering April 26th to May 2nd. So we are finishing out another month here. And boy, what a month it's been. So as I set the intention into the reading before the session, asking your guardian angels and guides and all beings of light that are assisting with these card messages for you, I asked what do the Earth Angels need? And I got angel love. So this message is kind of split, as the last couple weeks my messages have been kind of split in the collective depending on where you're at. Again, honoring the space that you're in. For some of you, the angels want to remind you this week to call on your angels. Ask your angels for assistance. Some of you may have gotten in deep into have-tos and shoulds and responsibilities and making things happen and what am I doing with the whole rest of my life and all those thoughts. And the angels want to remind you that they're there to assist. They abide by the law of free will. So meaning that you need to be open and receptive to their support, and you also have to ask. And then also too, I feel like there's another part of the collective where the angels want to acknowledge that they hear you, they feel you. Sometimes when we're asking, we don't necessarily see things unfolding right away. And so those of you who have been talking to your angels and you've been praying and being open and receptive, this is validation that the angels hear you. And the imagery I'm getting right now, they need you to know that the surprise party is being planned. So it's almost like if you've ever planned a surprise party for somebody, or if you've ever been surprised yourself, like what happens right before the magic happens is if you're the one that's being surprised, like people just fall off the map because they don't want to spoil the surprise. So they disappear. Nobody gets back to you. They start acting weird. And then of course, once you're surprised, then you understand, why people have disappeared on you. And then also too, if you've ever planned a surprise party for others, you know how you take like extra caution and not to spoil the surprise and get super excited, and you've got to be like stealthy. And so understand that the angels are doing this for the entire Earth Angel Collective on the other side. So if you're in that place of waiting for the magic to happen, the universe has something up, but you're still in that moment of pause that we talked about last week, know that it's coming and they want it to be amazing. So be open to being pleasantly surprised. So my card decks reflect angel messages this week for you. So I'm going to start with the messages from your angels oracle cards. And then I'm going to get into what your angels feel that needs to be healed right now with the healing with the angels. And then action steps that you can take towards your healing through the angel therapy oracle deck. And then support, daily guidance to support you, what the angels want you to know and how they can support you this week with the daily guidance. And then finish up with, as always, an angel prayer, overall message for you. Unfortunately, a lot of these decks aren't available anymore. So, the ones that I am using, I will put in the description box below. And if you have these card decks at home, I encourage you to, if a message at any point, any of my readings are speaking to you and you have the card decks at home, I encourage you to go into the book and read more. There could be more there for you. Obviously, as you see, I am pulling these cards on camera and I'm channeling really live. Like I don't know what the messages are going to be. I maybe get some insight before. So there's always layers. There's always more information. So I am just getting the first bit of information. So in these readings, I really encourage you to kind of take in your own wisdom and sit with them at the end of the reading and get some interpretation on what you feel the messages could be for you as well. Anyway, sorry, I just got distracted. A message. My Jesus app came in. It popped up on the screen, so I just wanted to clear that. I don't know what the message said, but Maybe I'll post it in the comments at the end of the reading. Go to the comments and I'll post what the Jesus message was. Again, I have no idea what it was, and we'll see if it all plays into this whole reading. Anyway, if anything, you'll get a Jesus message. So go in the comments. And then, like I said, if it resonates with you, hit that like button. So let's start opening up space. And I want to invite in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light who would like to assist with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for your best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. All right. I'm just going to imagine my heart connected to the heart of the divine, the angels, the EarthAngel Collective. Okay, so messages from your angels. What's the most important message you have for the EarthAngels with this week that are watching? Or whenever they're guided to watch. Let's see here. Layla, beautiful. Spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions. Oh my gosh, ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective. There's the message. Oh, I feel like there's so much angel love in this. So I feel like it's a continuation of last week's message about stillness and presence. And maybe you've been doing that in your home. Maybe the angels see that maybe a lot of you have created that space. And this week they're guiding you out in nature. So remember, empathic people and highly sensitive people, if they're not practicing good energy maintenance, can get depleted quick. This is why I talk a lot about spiritual disciplines and recharging your energy and getting extra sleep and drinking your water and eating healthy foods. This is just a natural way to maintain your physical vehicle, because a lot of you are working in energy and you're working double time, because we live in a physical world where people wear masks. No pun intended, because in this time and space that we're in, everybody's wearing masks, right? Obviously to keep ourselves safe and healthy. But energetically, a lot of earth angels have been clearing out our masks from hiding, right? And we've really been coming into our own identity and who we've come here to be on this planet. And we've been developing our intuition and our skills and our knowledge and our wisdom to be able to help and be of service to others. That's the calling that we've come to this planet for many lifetimes. And so what I feel like this card is saying that I just heard, come out wherever you are. So I feel like if you've been hiding indoors, the angels and Mother Nature are calling you outside. Remember, your energy and your light and your love. Earth angels are gifted with this beautiful unconditional love vibration. We just love people and we love humanity really above and beyond, the call of duty. And so unfortunately, a lot of us have been raised, or we grew up in a world that was very conditional. When you go to school, right? Maybe you had parents or grandparents that gave you money if you performed and you got an A, or maybe maybe you had parents or grandparents who if you didn't do well, you received disappointment and the energy that there was something wrong with you. So a lot of us have learned from a very young age that by performing and being high achieving, we'll get acceptance and a pat on the back and that approval from our world, and in turn it keeps us safe. And a lot of people have manipulated that with religion and God, oh, don't do that. God's watching. He's going to punish you, which is very conditional, right? You do well, we give you a pat on the back. You don't perform the way we want you to, and then you get a kick in the pants. And so we're really kind of outgrowing that energy right now, and we're accepting all our faults, all our strengths, and all our weaknesses, especially as empaths and highly sensitive people. So I feel like Layla wants to empower you to know that you have all the knowledge, wisdom, and the tools to keep yourself energetically strong and vibrant. And right now, I feel like Mother Earth is calling you back. On myself personally, I have spent a lot of time inside. There's a lot I've been working on, and I spent some time. I always record this on like the Saturday before I post the video, so it's available for you first thing Sunday morning. And I was out this morning. It was just a beautiful day, and my dog, he just went out, he found a sunny spot, and he just stood there frozen. And then he just like sat down. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna stay here. And I had clients and stuff, so I could only let him sit for so long, but it was just so funny. Like, he in the moment just decided, like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit right here, I'm not going anywhere. And it just kind of reminded me to just how beautiful it was for him to just go out and see an opportunity and just receive from the sun, receive from the earth, receive from Mother Nature. So I feel like if you're still practicing stillness, Mother Nature is calling you out this week. And she's saying, come out with me, get some fresh air. She's saying, I need you just as much as you need me. Okay, so what messages of healing do the angels have for you this week? I'm sorry, cancel that. What do the angels want you to know about your healing? That's what I said. Wow, okay. Oh my gosh, nature. All right, so she's calling, friends, right? Like I said, we need to really get out of that space of like hiding. One of the things I want to share too is you have to remember that the planet, with the pandemic and the energy that's going on, and this goes in cycles, there's this fear of death that's out there. And a lot of earth angels have this acceptance with death, and a lot of us find it more challenging to live and be alive as a human being than like on the other side. And a lot of us know this because we've connected with the source of that energy, that high vibration of unconditional love. But as a medium, I always hear from people's loved ones that this is where spirit prefers to be. The planet gives us a lot of growth and development and a lot of experiences that they don't get to have on the other side. So there's a vibration of fear out there. And like I said, it's coming from this fear of death, the fear of unknown, which is a very normal part of a spiritual awakening or the dark night of the soul stuff. We've also, I think I've talked about this on other readings, that many people here who are experiencing this pandemic may have had past lives where they lost somebody to a plague, or they themselves passed away from a plague. And, so there's a lot of this ancestral lifetime healing that's happening where we can evolve. And I know there's a lot of people out there that talk about 3D and 5D and when we're evolving and growing. And in its simplest terms, I mean, it's very, very complex, but in the simplest, I see the 3D as the material world, the conscious, like we're aware of. So material possessions are tangible. Like you can touch and feel your car and your money and your clothes and the material world. The 5D for me is the unseen. It's like the consciousness. It's where the angels reside. It's very feminine, where we feel instead of see. So maybe we get intuitive hits or guidance. And so it's a consciousness that there's this power, this force greater than we are that works with us. It works, again, the law of attraction energy, what you put out comes back. It's a lot of the shadow work. If you think of like the feminine and the black part of the yin yang is the shadow, which is the feminine, and the white part for me is like the material world. It's the sunshine, it's the seeing, it's the warmth that allows things to grow. So there's this duality that's going on. And I truly believe in all the work that I've done up into this point that earth angels have come into this lifetime, in this planet, no matter what age you are, to experience God or the universe universe in human form. Like we've come into this life to experience this power, to be aware of it, to know it, to work with it. And that's consciousness. And I believe that's like the 5D energy. And I can tell you, and many of you Earth Angels know, that with your intuitive insight and your guidance and being able to see signs and get guidance and take action and things unfold and you're creating, that's like a Pandora's box. Like you can't close that. Like I could never go back to the life that I lived when I was paralegal before I opened up my practice, only because I know too much now, and I couldn't go back to that space. And this is the part of growth. So we're working in a world that's awakening through their pain, through their fear, through their challenges. Like I said, and it's the fear that you become aware of and know and learn about that actually propels you forward. So fear isn't something to be suppressed. It isn't something to be ignored or be shameful of. It's a navigator for you. When my energy system is activated by fear, it goes right up my spine. And so what I do is, and then of course, it sickens my stomach. And so for me, because I'm so much in my feeling body, I'm now able to explore that in the shadow. Like, where does that come from? Where in my childhood? What is it activating? Rejection, abandonment, out of control, money stuff. And from there, I can just kind of unpack it. And as I do that, it revitalizes my system and actually gives me more energy. So you guys are like alchemists. And I feel like nature here is calling you out to learn how to replenish and recharge your energy. She's calling you to her to see the signs, the symbols, the animals, the birds that come forth. She's sending you her love through her planet to revitalize you, to recharge you, to help you heal on deeper levels. Because when you heal and you feel good, the people around you naturally feel good. If not, they're just going to go away. And then when they feel good, the people around them feel good. And when they feel good, the people around them feel good, and so on and so forth. And I always say that you are the activator, and it's going to do you no good. It's going to do you no good if you're powerless and you're hiding inside because, there's too many people out there, or there's energy is too strong. You're being asked to go into that energy, to learn how to transform it, to empower yourself. Nature right now, Mother Nature is calling you out to be with her, to recharge, to co-create together, to grow something together. This is a message for some of you who've wanted to work in nature. Maybe some of you, and again, this is obviously a general reading, so this isn't going to resonate with everybody, but maybe some of you want to start a farm or do farming or do a collective. Maybe in some way you've learned of something that can help somebody with regards to nature. Maybe you want to go out and plant trees. Maybe you want to go and clear the trails. Maybe you've got trails where you are, and this would be a great time to go clear Mother Earth. We just had Earth Day, right? And so we honor that appreciation with her. And so I feel like this is her way of coming in and saying, thank you for those of you who are out and being of service. Come out. I want to love you. I want to see you. I miss you. Obviously, I have to encourage you to do it safely. If you have compromised immune systems, or, definitely wear a mask if you feel like there's going to be a lot of people wherever you're going, or there shouldn't be, but, people are going out anyway. So obviously be safe going out in nature. A lot of you, maybe you have the gift of a backyard or a spot out in your yard or on your front porch that you can sit for a little bit and just speak to her. Send her love. Like I said, the planet is awakening slowly but surely, and there's a lot of disagreements about that. So again, this energy is being kicked up again. It's like the dust is being kicked up. So Mother Nature is calling you and saying she needs your love. She needs your support right now. So stay in the vibe with nature. Wow, that was a lot of messages there from those two cards. And if you can see these colors here, the colors are so in sync. Again, I don't know if you can see like this purple energy here. This is like intuitive. This reminds me of the crown chakra. And so being in nature can actually activate your intuition and nourish your soul in ways that being inside can't or won't. So angel therapy here. What action steps can you take towards your healing at this time? What action steps do the angels say? Okay, let's see. Sacral chakra. Yes. Friends, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I have been a broken record with the sacral chakra and the orange and the pleasure and the play and laughter. Mother Nature's calling you out saying, come have fun with me. So, and that's what you can do with your healing. So of course, the deeper message here, it says you are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. So this is a really great way to this is great action steps for you to continue to move towards your healing. Let me see here. So for some of you, we're in the house and we're snacking and we're baking and cooking. So the angels, if you're feeling a little heavy, just from not like fat, that's not what I'm saying. If you're feeling like heavy, like you've been eating comfort food and things like that, Mother Nature maybe is calling you out to come get some fresh air, to take a break. Again, if you were challenged with addictive tendencies before, I'm seeing again, I personally don't like to say things are right or wrong, good or bad, because everything's a pathway. But I'm also guided for some of you, it's the soda. So maybe you've been drinking more soda than regular and don't understand why you're feeling weighted down or you're feeling uncomfortable. And again, obviously general reading, so this isn't for everybody, but for somebody out there, a select few, the angels are saying that the soda isn't helping you find your joy. So if you're wanting to, smoking too, that's another one. Smoking and soda. I think those need to be eliminated. Now, this is coming from Divine. Do as you will. I certainly had an addiction to soda a long time ago, and I understood that I needed to experience that addiction and how hard it was to overcome to not go back to that. Same thing with smoking. I smoked, years and years ago for a brief time, and it wasn't easy. I mean, I didn't smoke for that long, so it wasn't as difficult as it has been for other people. But it actually gave me up, and it was as I was doing my own inner work on empowerment and working on my confidence, my self-esteem, my worth, my value, that my body just started to reject those things. So I could see where it was a teacher for me. It was something that wasn't helping my body, that I had to kindly feel fed up with it to make the change. And I have to say, addictive tendencies is something that's been coming up the last few weekends. Like, how are we escaping and procrastinating? Again, this is just an inquiry. It's just to say, how have I? It's not a message about shame. It's not a message to punish you or yourself. It's not a message that's calling you out. That's not what it's about. But if we don't face the reality of what's holding us back, we're going to live in this dream world and nothing is ever going to get done. And we're going to constantly have this cycle of shame and guilt. So I feel like the sacral chakra is the source of your pleasure. It's your joy. It's this deep inner fulfillment. It's satisfaction, right? And again, it's the call back to the feminine energy. And again, obviously the feminine energy, as I've said often, isn't directly connected to gender. We all embody the feminine energy. And it's no coincidence that Mother Nature, the divine feminine, is calling you back to nourish, replenish, cherish, soothe your soul, your physical body, your energy, and harsh chemicals aren't going to do that. They're really just going to annihilate your system. So I'm going to leave that there. Take it as you may. And let's go into daily guidance. What message do they have that can support you this week? Message that you can take with you on the daily. So let me get more clear about that. This is a message that you can maybe meditate, sit with on a daily basis to support you. Daily guidance. Okay. assertiveness. Yes. Before I even read this, some of you, it's about being assertive with your addictions. I've talked about in other videos how I do this 30-day arm challenge. And I got up to 4-pound weights. It's something that you do every single day. And I started with light weights, and it was really to strengthen my back. And I had gotten away from it because I had moved and I was lifting and my body was tired and I had just gotten away from it. And the last couple of weeks I was feeling the pain in my back again. And I'm like, son of a gun, girl, get it done. And so I put up the chart and I put out the weights, and I would still forget. And I had to be assertive with myself I did it the other night. It was like 11:45 at night. I just laid in bed and I'm like, oh, I didn't do it. I think I was like day 6. And I'm like, you know what? I love being comfortable here, but I also love my health and my physical body more. It literally takes me not even 5 minutes. And so I lovingly, instead of shaming myself or bullying myself or beating myself down, I assertively said, it's only going to take you a couple minutes. Why don't you go get it done? And I have to say, I already feel my back feeling so much better. I already feel strong. I already feel tall and straightened and confident. And so I feel like for some of you, you've got to be a little assertive with yourself, not bully, not criticize, but just lovingly soothe yourself to get those things done. Like I said, to put the soda away, or choices when you go to the supermarket, or even lovingly getting yourself outside. I mean, earth angels can certainly, be hermits. So, Mother Nature is saying there's a lot more healing and messages for you out here. So the card says, this situation can be healed gently and with love, as you've requested. Yet there's also a need for your strength and truthfulness with the other people involved. Excuse me. We will stand right by you as you speak your truth, giving you strength and guiding your words. Beautiful. So not only is it stuff in your physical, because this card says processed food and energies right now. So it's chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies. So you're maybe more hypersensitive to the harshness, like harsh situations and relationships. So Mother Nature is calling you out to get some clarity. This would be the week to really speak your truth to whatever is not working for you. Oh, let's see. Be honest with yourself. I keep seeing have a come to Jesus session with somebody or something. Me personally, I had to have it with myself. But if you see, she's doing it. It's like she's speaking the song. She's playing the song of her heart. That's how I'm determining this. Is some of you, if you're fed up with something, if you've had enough with something, maybe you're working from home and it hasn't been great. And now you have more clarity on what needs to be said. Boundaries this week. But like I said, it doesn't have to be harsh, forceful, brutal, and out of shame or guilt. It can be very lovingly saying, the power of no, friends. When you say no to something or someone, the response you get says a lot about the other person or the other thing. So when you say no to yourself, see how you're rebelling, right? And talk to that part of you. That's the beast that needs to be heard. There's a reason why maybe you can't give these things up. Maybe there's a reason why your behavior's the way they are. So if you are on Instagram, Mel Robbins just did she posted on her page, it was on IGTV, about why we know these things. We know we can do these things, but why don't we make the changes? Why do we go to therapy and we know all the things, but then we still freak out and we yell at our kids and we eat the things we say we're not going to and we stay on the cycle? I believe she did it with Dr. Nicole. I don't know what her last name was, but it was like a split screen video. So if you're on Instagram and you follow Mel Robbins, I'm not sure if I could link that on the description box below. Check that out. If you know all these things, but you just can't seem to follow through and take action, she had a lot of great insight about the conscious and the subconscious mind. And it's about a lot of what we talk about on this channel about your childhood and your programming and how there's a lot of repeated patterns from childhood. And so this is the shadow stuff, right? This is the divine feminine stuff that we're learning, or the 5D stuff that we're learning to explore for deeper levels of healing, for that deep inner fulfillment that you so desire. And the angels know this. And again, call on the angels and ask them for assistance. So you can say, angels, I'm not really sure what I need. Show me. I give you permission. Come into my life. Show me. And maybe you'll see 4s, 444 and 444. Those are the angel numbers. It means in some ways hundreds of thousands of angels are with you. Ask them anything. It's the angels like a hello from heaven for you to validate, for you to see in this physical world that the angels are working with you. The number 4 is also a number of stability and support and security. So by inviting the angels in your life, whatever that energy means to you, maybe it's an archangel energy, maybe you have a guardian angel that you work with, or spirit guide angels that you work with. It's all valid. So all you got to do is ask. And as you do that, you're open and receptive. You're in your feminine to receiving support, receiving guidance. And they can help you be assertive. So if you start seeing the 4s, definitely leave your story in the comments below and kind of share how the 4s pop up for you. All right, let's get here. Final message, overall prayer. Angels, you've got these beautiful messages. I feel like you and Mother Nature are co-creating here in this energy. So what is the overall message that you have for the EarthAngel Collective this week? I'm seeing remember who you are. Some of you have forgotten the beauty, the light. You're gorgeous, you're vibrant, you're energetic, you're soulful, you're sweet, you're sensitive, you're kind, you're loving, you're gentle. You're nurturing, you're supportive. Really allow Mother Nature to gift you with that energy. The angels will certainly show you through their love. All right, overall prayer. All right, let's see, that's too many here. Too many. That was like a stack. We ain't got time for that. Let's see. Okay. Let's go with this one. Is it popped out? Oh, this card has been coming up a lot lately in my readings with clients. Spiritual abundance. So let's see. The angels want to remind you that your abundance, your vibrant energy, your wealth, your money, your vibrancy comes from spirit. It comes from God. Well, let me say here, it's interesting now that I'm seeing this all unfold. So I trained with a Thai, Tao. I trained with a Tao master. That's what it was, a Tao master back in 2013 or 14 or something. And he brought up a good point. He's saying that our wealth and our money comes from Mother Earth, and our divine blessings and gifts of insight and guidance comes from above. And he was basically saying we need to honor both Mother Nature, because that's where our wealth comes from. It's where our paper comes from, our jewels, our diamonds, our money, right? Our oil, our resources come from the earth. And then our intuition, our guidance, our insight, our hits, as to action steps comes from above. And he said, you don't really want to ask above. It's like, he's like, you don't want gold nuggets to fall from above, because you'll get hit. It's heavy. So it's almost like he's saying, cherish Mother Nature for her gifts of abundance. And in turn also appreciate in gratitude God and Source, Creator of the universe, for the guidance that leads us to our wealth. And so I feel like this card here is reminding you that if you've gotten caught up with all the changes that are happening in the world, if you've gotten caught up with the arguing and the opinions, and I feel like this is a reminder for you guys to remember that your source of joy, abundance, and abundance is really, it's defined differently for everyone. For some people, it's money. For some people, abundance is health. For some people, it's family and friendships. For some people, it's all of that, right? And so understand that you have the ability to create what you need. I feel like they're showing me in a snap. Like right now, the portals of energy are wide open. And so through these, getting out with nature, clearing away the addictive tendencies, being assertive, saying no if you have to, or having a come to Jesus with session with someone or something, or even yourself, you're on your pathway to spiritual abundance. The card here says, thank you, angels, for blessing me with infinite abundance. And so we have to remember that, you know, this situation that we're in with this global pandemic, it's really activated people's abundance vibration, right? You know, there's a lot of talk about a lot of money that's been lost, a lot of money that's being spent, a lot of money that's shifted, and that can be a very scary thing with survival support and security. So Mother Nature is calling you back out to her to remind you that your source of wealth doesn't come from that material 3D. It comes from Mother Nature. In turn, Creator and God will guide you to the gifts that will bless you abundantly. And so heaven and earth are your pathway to freedom, ultimate freedom, whatever that is to you. You know, it doesn't matter what house you live in, what car you live in, what people you know. And I have to say, a lot of people are learning that. It's about, you know, the people of service in this world and the people who have basically run into the burning flames. You know, that's how you know where your pull is, where your calling is. So, for example, if you've been on this fence about nursing and, you know, you've seen what's been going on with nurses and you can't get in there fast enough and you want to run in and you want to be part of that, that's your pull, that's your calling, right? When things are activated in the world, if you think about the unfortunate the unfortunate experience of 9/11 back in 2001, there were emergency responders who selflessly ran into that building to help people. That is their calling. That is who they are. Me, this work that I do, I get appalled when, you know, when the planet is going through disarray and there's a lot of grief and there's a lot of loss. I want to run in and I want to assist. I want to be of support, to share my knowledge and wisdom. It's who I am. And, you know, I'm blessed to have discovered that at a very young age. And, you know, the whole planet in a lot of ways, that pull and where your guide is being activated right now. So stay in your own lane, stay on course, ask your angels for assistance and guidance, ask them for insight, ask them to guide you. Go sit out in Mother Nature as you work with heaven and earth together. It's your balance, right, that you need right now to sustain you in the next coming months. All right, so I feel like there are a lot of different messages there in this reading this week. So again, take in what resonates. And I mean, the way these cards come out in alignment on each other, like extending each card is pretty fantastic. So let me close space by thanking all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, Source, Creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done. All right, so this is the last week of discounted services for my video chat and phone sessions. So I feel like it's like last call, book, you know, this week. You can actually book this week at the discounted price, but you can actually book the session for a time in the future. So if for some reason you can't get to it this week, you can book it and you can go on and book it for any time in the future. So I'm also offering Zoom video chat group readings. So if you have a group of friends of 6 people that you want to get together, it would be $40 a person, and I could do mediumship. Maybe one of my favorite things is working with families. Maybe you have a family that lost a few loved ones and you kind of want to gather together in your home and do a reading. So that's available. Email me, send me a message at support@GladysEllen.com, and we can set something up. And I just continue to pray. I continue to pray for your immune systems, pray for your energy, your vibrancy. And I've talked to so many of you these last couple weeks, and it's such a pleasure to know what beautiful energy and how healing you guys are for this planet. It really is. There's so much love there. So thank you so much for watching. And as always, know that I love you. God loves you so much. Trust in the divine. Trust your intuition. And I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.